Hello world, this is JWP, J-Word Primo Beats, coming to you live from my home studio. For about 20 years, I've been mixing and mastering music, rapping, songwriting, recently started singing, and doing everything else along that goes with music production, like graphic design, photo editing, video editing, and for 15 years, I've been using SynthEdit to make my own audio plugins. Check out my website, jwpsite.com, for my social links, latest news and updates, and public offerings. If you'd like to help support what I do, check out my Patreon, JWP Patreon. That's with 2 P's. There's exclusive content there for making your own audio plugins in SynthEdit. My GoFundMe, JWP Fund, or my PayPal, jwpmas@gmail.com. Check out my Twitch at JWP Stream, my YouTube at JWPTube, or Facebook, JWP Meta. If you're watching this on YouTube, a like, comment, and/or subscribe appreciated. So I'm going to be remaking one of my older beats that I made a long time ago. It is part of the Dope Pro album, and I have since lost the work file. However, I still have some tracks, some remaining of it. So I'm going to rebuild from a MP3. Hopefully that turns out well. Of course, I'll be in FL Studio, and here's the original track here. I want that in my headphones. Not too loud. So there's a bit going on here. There's some limitations I have to follow as far as using older samples from the era, so to speak. And I do believe this was like 2006. This was really early on. This is what Dope Pro was pretty much before Primo Beats was even invented. It's like a trademark or brand name. It was at Dope Pro I decided on the name Primo Beats, thus the sort of related album name. So yeah, a lot of times back then I used to use sound fonts, and it's lucky for me that the sound font player has been rebuilt. Well, I was limiting myself to, I'm not sure if I use sound font or not, and I really have nothing directly from the era. I mean, I could dig out, specifically from the era beats, but there's no guarantee that they're perfectly related. So I'm just going to look at my sound fonts here. It seems like I have much of a layout. Here we go. Okay, so it would probably be under, I think, the sound fonts within sound fonts, right? And some of my major ones back that are DX font, the Real Fender Strat. Telecaster, actually, I didn't use the Telecaster because it was broken. I had to repair it. It's still in a bit of shambles. And generally, a lot of times it was South Beats. But I'm sure I used Dirty South Beats like samples. And I don't know if I have the hot boxes here. They used to have this selection called Hotbox. Yeah, here. Oops. Okay, so here's the Hotbox stuff. I'll throw that into my selection list here. How does this look? So perhaps I'll just throw the whole samples folder in there. Those other ones aren't really, there's not much going on here. This is just, yeah, on there. I never really used this stuff back in the day. The Jazzman and all his presets. Global drums and east-west strings, which are also contained in the samples folder. So digging around here, so the ESB. And this is something more related to like how things are today, with people just using one-shot samples, which are awful, in my opinion, because they have no dynamics. So here's all the Hotbox kits. And that's at the end there. Here's Hotbox here. So I'm looking for like a clap. Like, I guess I should figure out my tempo too. So I'll get a snare in here. It's too short. So I found some like whole piece. Maybe it could have even been just the FL Studio stock sounds. Packs, drums, and snares. Still a little more going on. It's a nice start though. Okay, can you? And if there was like a sound matching tool, so I could take that snare and set it to go through my whole stuff. However, I don't have time to look for something. So it's not like a snap with a clap with snaps. Right? Let's go over here. Legacy stuff, maybe. Hip-hop. Like that. Pretty sure that's it. Okay, like I said, it's the legacy stuff, right? So let's try like this and like that. Let's drop it down a few times. Yeah, that's pretty much the same. I think I'm off time here. Okay, I'll let it run its thing, and it can determine for me what tempo is. The tempo, and it was, let's try 50 to 100, I guess. 87.5. Interesting. It is. Okay, now for this kick. In here. Pretty dry. Almost sounds like this one. It sounds a little high though. Really does sound like that one. Okay, so let's start layering this. I'm not sure of the arrangement. Back then, I used to do sort of a layout. So I'll try like this. Of course, I could probably look at this in spectrum view as well, right? Get an idea of where the kick is like that. Spectrum view. Zoom right in here. Actually, it doesn't look like there's too much to get here. What are these snares? Okay, so this faded one here. It's mostly covered by the snare. And if I could like change the balance up there and get more of a highlight on the low end. that's possible. So I'll go 1 and 3, right? It sounds like it's at here. 2.5. 3 here. I'm also gonna lock the content. So it's old fashioned with the blocks. This is here. All this other stuff was kind of distracting me, so I'm going to filter out. Back here. It's been a while since I've been in FO. Let me get this back. Then PQ, and then let both here-ish. Okay. Marvin00, thanks for the follow. Okay, so it sounds like position 1.5 now. So 1.5. Hmm. 2.5. Probably block links. I'm a rusher from rap up, please rate Russian rap hard. Trap. Not really into trap, man. Missing it. Maybe I should be routing differently so that I can hear my kick. The kick that I'm programming on top of this stuff. Okay, so let's grab this filter. I'm gonna grab this filter and oops. Don't want to save it. I want to drag it onto here. And then I got rid of the master. Right. Then yeah. I don't want to hear that snare. Okay. So I think it's repeating right here. Still missing this one. Where's 4? Where's here? So what position is like 1.5? 2.75? And then like a double here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Where's my color change? Isn't there supposed to be like a color change there? So that I can count these things. View. View. Let's see it. Welcome. They're not different colors. Whatever. Why is FL going to be annoying sometimes like that? Right click, maybe? No. G glitch just followed. Thanks for the follow. There's a lot of people up early. Usually when I'm streaming, nobody is coming around. Even in FL. Okay, what am I looking at here? Snapping. Third of a step. So let's go main here. I want step. What the hell is that? Why is that off time? Is everything off time? Okay, I'm done with working in the step sequencer because I don't know what's going on here, why it's all over the place. So I'm going to right click this thing and I'm going to go step, and then it's going to give me what I want. Kick. Hello, it's 15:38 for me and high. Oh, it's, what is 15:38? That would be like 3:30? For me, it's 6 a.m. Okay. So now maybe these things will start to sound wrong, because I don't know why they were falling off the grid, even though I was using the step sequencer. Because I was noticing, like, it didn't sound like it was on time with the background. But I just kind of ignored it. I figured it was just some sort of offset from, you know, being a wave and me using the actual FL. Okay, so how was it sounding now? Okay, so I missed that one. So it sounds like it's a head one. This one's crazy. Here. Yeah, there's like 3 of them. And I gotta keep stacking, I guess. What am I doing here? Well, that's right, C5, right? And just have it set to a funny thing here. So turn that off. Default, yeah, default. And I'll just leave it. No snap to scale. Otherwise, you're just gonna make me angry. Okay. Yeah. It's a little different on the, what's it called? The fill, I guess, or the backbeats. I think backbeats part of a bar. So there's a last one at the end there. I think it might be this one. Produce on FL myself, and it's nice to come and see what other people are doing in FL. We're in the right place. There's a lot of producers in Twitch who are using FL. It's different flows, different styles for a lot of people, I've noticed. I've been streaming and watching Twitch for about 4 or 5 years, and you know, you got your beginners, and then some people are phenomenal, but they use like this crazy weird workflow, and then it's just various, like, it's almost dangerous to watch Twitch because everybody has so many different styles of what they do. I'm one of those people that uses virtual instruments a lot. Like, I don't usually use samples, but I'm rebuilding an older beat, so this is kind of how I built it back then. Otherwise, I'd use something with more dynamics, such as the FPC, which has more velocity. So if we take like a drum hit like this, right, and we move around, it's always the same sound, which is a little disappointing. However, it works. A lot of people use it like that. And FL Studio's gone in the direction of the cloud, right? I'm not sure if you know what the cloud thing is. And this whole cloud thing is pretty much just this. It's like Splice built into FL Studio, which is real disappointing because there's not a lot of dynamics there. It's just a bunch of one-shot samples. Whereas Flex is kind of more that dynamic instrument. However, Flex doesn't have like a drum performer. So it's FL Studio is a bit of a pain. But yes, pretty depth, lots of depth. It is a mature piece of software. Prefer joining people with lower view counts, giving my support to. That's right. That's kind of how I am. I just prefer to have someone to talk to, opposed to someone with 3,000 viewers and they're just all like chatbots. Okay, so that last one is off. That almost sounds like a new position. 8, 8. And then what position would that be that I haven't used? That one? Yeah, I guess so, because it sounds a little earlier than the other one. So let's go with pattern 8. And again, I want to lock the content. So we're looking like clips, right? Lock. Can I just grab a whole bunch of them? And then lock the content. Will that work? Right on. Good job, image line. No, it's some one of those off. And it's playing that game of tag here. Is it? But it's not right on the snare, is it? Let's just grab this one little piece from here to here. Yeah, it's right on the snare. Okay, so that's done. Pull this down. And I use Flex mainly for their plucks, but recently I'm enjoying GMS, a lot of ways to manipulate the sound in a way you want. Yeah, Flex is more of a sampler. People say that Flex is patcher, just with like a user interface, right? So Flex is generally like you insert your plugin here. GMS is inside Flex, right? And then they just kind of have like a surface on top of it. It would be into the Prod Beats or something. Except Patcher is really slow and janky, and yeah, I don't even know what that is. But yeah, and the problem with Flex is that they have it closed. Like I have a bunch of samples that I can make into instruments. And there's direct wave, right? That's somewhere in here. And direct wave is a sampler. However, when you save a direct wave file, it spits out all your waves. So you have like this one lead file, and then you have like 50 to 150 waves. Whereas Flex self-contains everything in like a Flex pack, I think it's called. And it's something that FL Studio company Image Line doesn't give to everybody. They make it exclusive. You have to sign up. And so, yeah, it's awful. I don't really like direct wave for that reason. And I've bugged them for years and years to give us, you know, monolithic sample style, it's called. And I would be selling them, I'd be selling instruments, but no. So whatever, I just keep my instruments to myself. Okay, so it looks like I'm jumping into the verse now. So that was the whole chorus. That didn't even sound like a 16. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that's not even a chorus. Whatever. Okay, so let me filter out everything else again and get into this verse. I feel like I might want to open it up a little more. Let's open it up to the top end, because I can only hear the fundamental. We'll get a bit of body in here of the bass drum so I can hear more of what's going on. Probably not such a great idea as I move into the verse. However, I do want to hear what's going on here. So this verse looks like it's humongous. What is that? So that's 8, and it's 8, 12, or 8, 12. 8, 5. Great math, bro. 8, 16. So it's 32 right here, plus an extra 8. Whatever. Okay, so. Okay, I'm gonna go around the verse here, and I want to hear like the difference. Not really a massive fan of all the plugins unless they give you freedom to change the sounds. Flex and others like Flex don't allow that really. Like I said, it's a top end. It's a user end interface. I know what you're saying. What you're looking for is something called soft synths, and there are like specific synthesizers that you can tweak and stuff. And Flex is kind of a soft synth, but they hide everything. Another one that I have that I use is, what's it called? Syntronic. So to put it into contrast, right? Syntronic is recordings of synthesizers. And even though it looks like there's even though it looks like there's, functions, it's actually just like a filter and stuff. Like it's not actually the synthesizer opposed to something like V Station, V Collection from Arturia. So these are soft synths. So this is a sampler, and then these are soft synthesizers. So on these guys, we actually have control, right? Like these are all being generated though. So you're getting sort of an authentic sound, whereas Syntronic is an authentic sound. Like these are actual recordings, but we're limited in a way that we can control them because we have no way to change the source. Whereas soft synths, we can change the source. And then in Flex, like I said, it's just a patcher. So we have our soft synths underneath, and then as well as samples. So it's deceiving, right? But yeah, I don't mind samples once in a while when I just want to get to it. And it's so much faster to just dig through samples. And sample-based instruments are also easier on the computer, on the CPU, but they're hard on the memory, whereas generators are easier on the memory but hard on the CPU, right? So too many generators in a project and your computer is going to die, but it's going to have lots of memory. On the other hand, if you're using a sampler, you have all this power, but you're less limited on memory. It's the trade-off. And I think Flex might be that sort of balance, but you don't really know what's going on in the background. So it is definitely different. Okay, give me a bar here. Okay, so it sounds like I got a double down on the beginning. A doubler right away, and there's no doubler here. At least I don't think so, right? It's like right away. It's okay, so I'm going to insert one here because that's kind of closer to the front. I'll call it and then here, right? And then it's locked to content. So we're going to move everything down. Pre-gen sounds only gives me an idea of the sound. That's why Serum is so good. They give you much and you can change everything. Yeah, it's a generator. It's a soft synth. Right? So you have full control over your sound design. Okay, I don't want to be using the step sequencer because it's balls for some reason. If I try to use a step sequencer again, is it gonna? Yeah, why is it doing that? No, not that. I want this. It looks like it's off. When I quantize it, what does that do? Quantize. It says it's on. Okay, so what is the quantize set to? Default. Is it still, it's like in the line. What's going on here? Whatever. Let's get it up there. Sticking to using this step, right click step, set to step, make sure global's on, main, yes. Go. See, it's not on the line anymore. And that's a whole step. Anyway. This, okay, so do right here. And I want to go back to, let's say, beats. And this is obviously the backbone. I don't think there's a dropout. If there is, I'll come back and I'll rip that guy out. However, I know it's going to be all the way over here at least, and then this repeats, right? So let's grab, oops. Let's grab that. FL Studio's lineup of soft synth is pretty decent. Growing up, I didn't have a lot of cash, and it was back in the day when credit cards, you know, prepaid credit cards, instant Visa, those sorts of things weren't a thing. So you kind of had to bug adults to get them to buy you things, and they wouldn't buy you things on their credit card because, yeah. However, some of them are like Star is interesting. Toxic is definitely interesting. Toxic FM synthesis. SAR is multiple saws. Super saw they call it. Sakura is a string emulator. Of course, GMS is actually a groove machine. GMS is based on Groove Machine, which is something they call a groove box. I'm pretty sure you know what a groove box is. Most people do if they don't realize what it is. There's a lot of them back in the day. One of the first ones me and my friends had were called DJX2. It's a Yamaha. And not this one though, but this one. And so it's kind of like got a bunch of pre-built-in beats and you just kind of hit the pads and it plays different tracks and stuff. So it's something really easy to throw songs together with. And here's the keyboard version. So you kind of play a little riff on top of it. But yeah, GMS was actually a groove machine at one time, and it comes with like 120 beats. However, the developer, Max Cluster, I believe, is so busy. He's the one who does FL Studio Mobile. So he's so busy that he hasn't had time to go back and redo Groove Machine. I'm pretty sure recently, though, the FL team, Max Cluster and FL team have gone back and, you know, touched up some of the older stuff. However, I do believe, like Wasp and the other one there, TS404 and Groove Machine, yeah, they're discontinued, which is unfortunate because groove boxes are pretty cool. So here, there's another. So that is here. 6. Am I locking? Lock. Okay, go. Over here. Okay, I missed it. This one? This one's wrong. Yeah. Okay, let's get rid of this. Yeah. Oof, there's one right on the kick again. On the snare. And then same thing, it sounds like. So there's a lot more here. Looks like this guy should actually be in a different spot. Let's take 5 and move it down. Can I do that? Okay. That's now pattern 9. So how do I... FL Studio Pro. Just triggering all sorts of things. How did that happen? It's supposed to be lock the content, but it's letting me move move something that's not that pattern out of the way. Okay, so how do I move down? Get out of the way. There is no hotkey, it looks like. It's just... It's got to push D over and over again. Didn't I just do that? Oh, like, didn't I just move a pattern? Okay, anyway, so that's at the end. I'm trying to keep everything in sequence here, like as far as on the sequencer. It looks funny now. My brain doesn't like the way that looks. And why is there a pattern 3 up here? Get out of there. Okay, so here, that's probably that one that was up there. So there's like 3 of them here, and this one's in there. That's like 3. I have another position. It looks like it's just almost every position. It must have been an exercise I was doing. Can I insert one? Okay. And then I want to insert another one here. And this one is... I need to step back. In between those two. Here. Is there one right at the end? Is this in order? Okay. Then here. This one. There. Yeah. Wow. It completely changes. That's like a whole... It's a whole, I don't know what you'd call it, a whole measure? Is it a measure though? I don't think that's a measure. Yeah, it's a measure. It must be a measure, right? It's a whole measure of kick drum changes. No, it's not. It's the same thing. Okay. I thought I was all articulate. The regular guy. So maybe that's it. Sounds right. Okay, so checking it out. I'm gonna skip to bar. It'd be nice if there was like hotkeys to switch around like that. I've asked for them, but they don't care about the composer's image line. They care about kids with splice and Christmas money. But you gotta keep the lights on, right? I do see a lot of people leaving FL. I've been using it for 20-ish years, so it's not that people leave FL, it's just a bunch of kids come in. Every year, it's a whole new wave of young people who don't know what the fuck they're doing. They just come in and make a beat. Oh, there's an extra one here. Sounds like this one. But yeah, I get like people are leaving. I'm leaving. I'm going to Cubase. Because I fancy myself a composer. Why did it sound like there was one missing here? Yeah, right there. What the hell? Okay, is that this the first one? Is it here? No, okay. So what that is sort of a carrier between the two section parts of the verse, right? Just to keep the backbone bumping, sort of thing. I think it's, even though it's been like 20 years, I can still feel my mentality. Like, we listen here. It's like, so it's empty. So it's kind of like introducing. And then When we get to halfway through the verse, I don't know why there's an extra whole measure there, but when we get halfway through the verse, so we have that extra little carrier kind of keeping and perpetuating us forward. We'll always get new people in FL since it was major Twitch thing about a year ago, but major producers are moving over into other software. Okay, so which one is that? I guess the second one, so this one? I missed another one again. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, what I can do, I wonder if I could do it like this and then just go like this and it will let, yeah, no. Look like this, and then that's where I'm at. It's sort of a bookmark where I left off because I got a call it here. Woo! And Zane coming through last second. Catch on the chat. So I do hope FL sees the light and listen to the community a bit more. What they want to need. Zane coming through in the morning. This is all expensive software. LOL. I won't leave FL anytime soon. It is definitely expensive software. Did I save? And I'm just on my way out, Zane. Thanks for coming through and saying good morning. It is expensive software. Once you get into it, though, you want more things. FL Studio is a great entry-level thing. There is other ones. However, when you get to a point and you just argue with FL Studio team and they give you nothing that you want and they start doing stupid stuff, you really want to leave and find something that will give you what you want. Yeah. Let's switch to Cracked Ableton. Well, I'm doing Cubase, right? And then I gotta go, man. I gotta get ready for work. I actually have to sign off like right now. Check out my website, jwpsite.com, for my social links, latest news and updates, and public offerings. My Twitch, JWP stream, my YouTube at JWPTube, Facebook, JWP Meta. If you'd like to help support what I do, check out my Patreon, JWP Patreon. That's with 2 P's. There's exclusive content there for making your own audio plugins and synth edit. My GoFundMe, JWP Fund, or my PayPal, jwpmas@gmail.com. If you're watching this on YouTube, a like, comment, and or subscribe are appreciated. Thanks for watching. Until next time.